With the fall of the Sega Dreamcast, Sega had no choice but to become a third-party company. And that's what they did, starting with their re-releases of Sonic Adventure and Sonic Adventure 2 for the GameCube, as we know better as Sonic Adventure DX and Sonic Adventure 2 Battle. But then they released their newest entry in the Sonic series on all consoles, Xbox, PlayStation 2, GameCube, PC, Sonic Heroes. And yeah, listen, that game has its flaws, but I still enjoy Sonic Heroes to this day. At one point when I was really little, it was my favorite Sonic game of all time. Not anymore, but, you know, I still like Sonic Heroes. I vibe with it, dude. The game also sold well, so that was really good for Sega. So where do they go from here? What do they do after Sonic Heroes? Well, you take Shadow the Hedgehog and mix him together with the Second Amendment. Huh? Yeah, listen, it's been 17 years. Shadow the Hedgehog is a game that is notoriously hated in the Sonic community. People say it's one of the worst games in the Sonic franchise. People say it's a whole disservice to Shadow's character, which I sort of agree, but not 100%. It's been a very, very long time since I played this game. Probably since I got it on launch day and beat it. So it's been a very, very long time. And since I like torturing myself, I thought I would replay the game and see if these negative thoughts I have about the game still hold up almost 17 years later. That's friggin' terrifying to say. And listen, this game has a lot, and I mean a lot, of problems. But I didn't really hate replaying this game. I'll explain that a little more later, but I guess all we could do right now is jump into the game. So this game's story, it's complicated. The world is attacked by an alien race called the Black Arms, who is led by Black Doom. So Black Doom confronts Shadow, and he's like, "Hey, I know you, man. I know all about you. So if you want to know all about you, which I know about you, you better give me them Chaos Emeralds, and I got you, man." That was poorly explained, but basically Black Doom's like, "Hey, you don't really know who you are, but I do. So give me the Chaos Emeralds, and I'll tell you everything." So Shadow really has no choice but to collect them. Also, spoiler alert, at the end of the Team Dark story in Sonic Heroes, Rouge finds a whole room full of Shadow androids created by Eggman. So you don't really know if the Shadow you're playing as is the real Shadow or just the real Shadow that died at the end of Sonic Adventure 2, or if it's just a Shadow robot. This is where the story gets a little convoluted because there's different paths you can take and there's different story modes to do. If you follow Sonic and his friends and do their missions, you follow the hero story. And if you help out Black Doom or Eggman, you do the dark story. And then there's the true dark route and the true hero route. And there's also a neutral route where the goal is to just get to the end of the level. There is a lot. So I can't even talk about the story because honestly, you make your own. But if I had to sum it up, Dark Story, you help Black Doom take over the world. Hero Story, you help Sonic and friends stop the Black Arms. There you go. And there's also a last story, but we'll get to that in a little bit. But how do you get to this final story? By replaying the game several freaking times. Going through the same levels over and over again gets really repetitive and sometimes really boring, especially that goddamn arc level. I don't want it anymore, Papa. Leave me alone. Oh my god, it's a huge level. It's a maze. If the objective is getting to the end, fine, no problems here. But that goddamn Maria mission. In the Maria mission, you have to find these doctors that are on the ark and heal them. We're healing the doctors, that makes sense. And And like, that doesn't sound bad, but again, the whole level is a maze, and sometimes the people you have to find are hidden in walls or just places where, like, why would you put them there? And I had to look up a guide. I did, because god damn, that took me almost 25 minutes. I hated it. I hated it. And it doesn't help that the level design is just terrible at some points. I mean, like, enemies just are everywhere and they fire at you. I never want to play that level ever again. Speaking of enemies, how do you deal with them? Shadow's got a gun. So yeah, the whole marketing pitch around this game was, hey, you could play as Shadow and he could shoot shit, which the reason they did that was apparently because people, this is true, people mailed them many times asking them to give Sonic a gun in his games. They wanted Sonic the Hedgehog to be packing heat. But instead of Sonic, they gave it Shadow instead, which I could see why. I mean, you take one look at Shadow, you're like, yeah, he knows how to cock that thing. I mean, like, Eggman held Amy at gunpoint in Sonic Adventure 2. We should get an Eggman game where he shoots shit. That'd be fun. That'd be fun, man. But there's a little problem with the gun gameplay. You can't aim. It's not like Halo or Call of Duty. It's not first person. Basically, the aiming in this game is you have to shimmy Shadow around, and when you're right in front of an enemy, basically, that's when you shoot. There are some weapons that auto-lock or have a big blast radius, like a rocket launcher, but honestly, most of the time, I try to avoid the guns, because, like, you don't really need them for a lot of the game, but, like, when you absolutely need them, then yeah, you're just gonna have to suck it up, I guess. And Shadow has the same moveset as he did in Sonic Adventure 2 and Sonic Heroes. But there's a problem! Shadow controls like he is constantly, and I mean constantly, on an ice skating rink. I guess most of the blame for this goes to that it's on the same engine. It was made on the same engine as Sonic Heroes. And yes, Sonic Heroes controls were slippery, but goddamn, Shadow the Hedgehog's slipperiness is like 10 times worse. It's, oh my god. Shadow also, you know, has the homing attack. He can punch, he can kick, he can ring dash. That's fine. That's fine. Sometimes the homing attack doesn't lock on to enemies and I yeet Shadow out of existence. But overall, that part of Shadow's gameplay, not a big deal. And then there's also Chaos Control, which basically lets you fly through a level, and there's Chaos Blast, which you go Chaos Blast, and Shadow explodes and kills everyone around him. I forgot to talk about Chaos Control and Chaos Blast in the script, so that was 100% improvised. Okay, so you finally play through the game several times and unlock the true final story. Shadow's on the Black Comet and he has all the Chaos Emeralds, and Black Doom's like, give them to me. You're gonna learn who you are. And then Sonic's like, Sonic and friends just appear out of nowhere and they're like, hey, Shadow, man, you don't need to do that. You don't need to give him the Chaos Emeralds. He's only going to use it for evil purposes. And you, deep down, you know who you are. And Shadow's like, I bet. Black Doom doesn't like this, and then so he makes the Black Comet land on Earth to start destroying the world. And I just want to say, in that same cutscene, Black Doom is like, I'm here to save the humans and stuff. Shadow, give me the Chaos Emerald so I can save humanity. But literally, throughout the whole game, he is whispering in Shadow's ear about how terrible humans are and how he wants to wipe them all out. So now in the final story, he tells Shadow that he wants to save the humans? Who you fooling? No one, that's who. So then the big reveal happens. It turns out that Black Doom helped Gerald Robotnik, Shadow's original creator, helped Gerald to create Shadow in exchange for the Chaos Emeralds. And Shadow has a little bit of Black Doom's blood in him. That's what gave Shadow his powers. So they're related, and Shadow is technically a part of the Black Arms. Little flaw there, because if we're going off that this is just a Shadow android and not the original Shadow, then he's just a robot. This Shadow technically isn't related to Black Doom, but anyway, whatever, that's more of a nitpick. Meanwhile, the Chaotix are on the space colony Ark, and they find out that the Eclipse Cannon was something Gerald built a long time ago in order to destroy the Black Comet if it ever returned. The Eclipse Cannon was what Eggman used to destroy half of the moon in Sonic Adventure 2, if you didn't know it. I assume if you're watching this video, you would know Sonic Adventure 2. But anyway, Shadow and Black Doom, they use the powers of the Chaos Emeralds to have a big old super form final boss. And it's a little underwhelming. I mean, you just fly around as Super Shadow collecting rings and shooting chaos beams at Black Doom. It's a little underwhelming. So Shadow defeats Black Doom. He literally goes under the Black Comet and raises it to space, and the Chaotix use the Eclipse Cannon to destroy the Ark. So technically, the Chaotix saved the day and not Shadow. Well, Shadow played part in it, but, you know, who cares? Is this hypnotizing you? Is this screen giving you seizures behind me? Jesus Christ. So yeah, the day is saved and Shadow finally knows who he is. He's Shadow the motherfucking Hedgehog. He'll make his own path. He'll make his own story. God damn. So I mentioned before that I didn't mind replaying this game. I didn't hate my experience. And that's true. Even though for half of the video I was kind of shitting on it. I wouldn't say shitting on it, I was just pointing out its obvious flaws, but I don't know. I can't really describe why I didn't hate replaying this game. I think at its base level, it's a mediocre game. It has flaws, but I don't hate it. I don't hate it, and I don't regret playing through it again. I would never play the Ark level again, but there's an ad. Yeah, I didn't really hate replaying this game. I think you could find good in mediocre stuff. I mean, it's like when friends get together to watch The Room. The Room is terrible, but you could still find something good in watching it. You could find good, fun times in indulging in mediocre stuff. Like, for example, I like Sonic Lost World. Did you all collectively just shit your pants? But yeah, guys, that was Shadow the Hedgehog. I mean, do I think it's the game Shadow deserves? No. Do I think it's the worst thing to ever exist? No. I would rather replay this. Hot take. I would rather replay this game over Sonic Forces. This is not a hot take. I would rather replay this over Sonic Boom and the Rise of Lyric. I don't hate this game, and I don't think it totally deserves to be hated. I think there are good things that you can grow to love in this game, so I give it like a 6 out of 10. There you go. But anyway, thank you guys so much for watching this video. Let me know in the comments what you think about Shadow the Hedgehog, and let me know if you think Shadow deserves another spin-off game. I think where Shadow is right now, I think he deserves I think this boy needs a rewrite. I think he needs something. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching this video. Like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you next time. Peace.